The Benedictine method. Exercise 33 of Anthony DeMello's Sadhana, A Way to God. This is a form of prayer that was widely used for centuries in the Church and has been attributed to Saint Benedict, who popularized it and refined its use. It has traditionally been divided into three parts: Lectio, or sacred reading, Meditatio, meditation, and Oratio, prayer. Here is one way of practicing this form of prayer. Start by quieting yourself in the presence of God. Then take up a book for sacred reading, Lectio, and begin reading until you alight upon a word, a phrase, a sentence that appeals to you, that attracts you. When you get to such a sentence, stop the Lectio. The first part of the exercise is now over. And the second part, the meditation, must begin. A word about the book you choose for reading. Almost any book will do, provided it is likely to foster unction and prayer rather than speculation. It is important that you do not take a passage for your reading that you are not familiar with, that is likely to spur you on to read more and more. The purpose of this reading is to awaken your heart to prayer, not to stimulate your mind to curiosity. Let us suppose now that you have taken for your Lectio a passage from the New Testament or from the Psalms, two parts of the Bible that lend themselves ideally to this kind of prayer. I shall take as a sample one of my favorite passages, John 7, verses 37 to 38. You begin to read. The last day of the feast was the most important. On that day, Jesus stood up and said in a loud voice, "If anyone is thirsty, let them come to me and drink. The one who believes in me, streams of living water will pour out from his heart." And let us suppose that you are gripped, as I always am, by these words: "If any man is thirsty, let them come to me and drink." Then the Lectio stops and the Meditatio begins. The Meditatio is done not with one's mind, but with one's mouth. The mouth of the just man shall meditate wisdom, we are told in the Bible. When the psalmist tells us how he loves to meditate on the law of God, how he finds it sweeter to his palate than honey from the honeycomb, how he meditates on this law of God ceaselessly, day and night. Is he talking about meditation merely as an intellectual exercise, a reflection of what is stated in God's law? I like to think that he is also talking about the constant recitation of God's law, so he meditates as much with his mouth as with his head. This is what you must now do with this sentence. Repeat this sentence again and again. You may do this mentally. There is no need to pronounce the words with your mouth or to say them aloud. What is important, however, is that you keep repeating these words, even if you do so mentally, and reduce your reflection on their meaning to the barest minimum. In fact, it is better not to reflect on them at all. You know what they mean. Now, through repetition of them, allow them to sink into your heart and mind, to become part of you. If anyone is thirsty, let them come to me and drink. If anyone is thirsty, let them come to me and drink. If anyone is thirsty. As you do this, you will savor and relish the words you are repeating. It is likely you will instinctively shorten the sentence, dwelling now on one set of words rather than on another. If anyone is thirsty, anyone, anyone, anyone. Once you have done this for a while, you will have relished the word sufficiently. You will feel saturated with them, touched by the unction they give. Now is the time to stop the meditation and start the prayer, the oratio. How is the oratio made? Either by speaking spontaneously to the Lord, in whose presence you are, or by maintaining a loving silence in his presence, filled as you are with the grace, the unction, the attitude that these words have induced in you. Thus, you might proceed somewhat in this fashion. Anyone, anyone, anyone. Do you really mean that, Lord? Are you ready to give to anyone living water to drink? Is it true that we need no qualification except that of being a person? That it does not matter if I am a sinner or a saint? If I love you or I don't? If I have been faithful to you in the past or not? That it is enough that I am just a thirsty person and that I come to you? Or you might say something like this: thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. Come to me, come to me, come to me. I am thirsty, Lord, so here I come to you. But I am coming with a good deal of diffidence. I have come to you so often in the past, and you have not slaked my thirst. What is this mysterious water that you speak of? Is there some block in me that prevents my seeing it, my tasting it? Pray spontaneously in this fashion, or just stay in loving silence before the Lord, as I suggested above. As long as you can do so without being distracted. When you notice you are finding it hard to maintain the oratio without distraction, pick up your book and start the Lectio again. Go ahead in the passage you have chosen until you alight upon another sentence that appeals to you. This oratio will often have to be brief for beginners who are not accustomed to being long without distractions. You will find in the Psalms a goldmine for the practice of this form of prayer. Who can resist the force of phrases like these that are found lavishly scattered all over the book of Psalms? My body pines for you like a dry, weary land without water. On you I muse all through the night. One thing I long for, to live in the house of the Lord. It is your face, O Lord, that I seek. My body pines for you like dry, weary land without water. On you I muse all through the night. Psalm 63. One thing I long for, to live in the house of the Lord. It is your face, O Lord, that I seek. Psalm 27. My soul is longing for the Lord, more than watchmen for the daybreak. Psalm 130. In God alone is my soul at rest. My help comes from him. Psalm 62. Some trust in chariots or horses, but we in the name of the Lord. Psalm 20. In my anguish I cried for help. God is the rock where I take refuge. You, O God, are the lamp of my darkness. With you I can break any barrier. God is indeed a shield to all who take refuge in him. Psalm 18. Oh, that I had wings like a dove to fly away and be at rest. Entrust your cares to the Lord, and he will support you. Psalm 55. Do not deprive me of your Holy Spirit. Give me again the joy of your help. Psalm 51. This is an excellent form of prayer to recommend to those whom you wish to initiate into the art of praying with the heart rather than with the head. It offers the head some participation in prayer and thus keeps it from being distracted. At the same time, it gently takes the prayer away from discourse and reflection into simplicity and affectivity.